Minneapolis City Council may reconsider rideshare ordinance that prompted Uber and Lyft to threaten to leave the city. I'm going to read through the story. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Then I have some comments for some other YouTubers that have been covering this story as well. A controversial minimum wage ordinance that prompted Uber and Lyft to announce they will cease operating in Minneapolis in May could be up for reconsideration at the council. An agenda for Thursday's meeting notes Council member Andrea Jenkins introduced a notice of intent to move reconsideration of Ordinance 2024-009 at the April 11th, 2024 meeting, just a couple of weeks before May, in which this ordinance will go into effect. The ordinance, as passed, ensures rideshare drivers receive at least $1.40 per mile, 51 cents per minute, and $5 per ride. Drivers are also entitled to 80% of any cancellation fee charged to a rider. That sounds nice. The city council passed the ordinance March 7th, and Mayor Jacob Frey vetoed it the next day. The next week, the council voted to override Frey's veto. It's a very, very good summary. This would be cool, as I think passengers have too much of a grace period for cancellations, and I'm down with this. 80% of cancellation fee charged to a rider. I'm down with this. I like it. I like it. It's a little much, but I like it. Uber and Lyft have said that their business will leave the city on May 1st when the ordinance is set to go into effect. Lyft said that the ordinance makes our operations unsustainable, while Uber said it will put drivers out of work. Uber plans to leave the entire metro area, including the airport, while Lyft has only indicated it will shut down operations in Minneapolis. Frey said he supports raising drivers' wages, but not this specific ordinance. And that's my stance as well, right? So if you disagree with me, that's fine. But just understand that the reason why I don't support this ordinance is because I think it will hurt drivers. Right? If you want to believe something else, you're welcome to do so. But I'm just going to copy and paste the timestamp of this video where I make it very clear what I believe. He cited a state report that shows drivers need 89 cents per mile and 49 cents per minute to make minimum wage. We just walked through that. The proposal the council put forward was wrong. Frey said their stated position was that this was a way to get rideshare drivers to a minimum wage. In fact, there is a substantially lower rate that will both get drivers to a minimum wage and have expenses covered. After Jenkins' notice of intent, Frey said he was grateful to the council members Jenkins and Palmicianos, okay, I like that name, for their partnership and willingness to bring this back to the table. Thus far, the council has been unwilling to engage all relevant parties in developing the ordinance they pushed through. But there has been and still is room for compromise to ensure drivers who rely on rideshare services for a paycheck get a raise, and riders who rely on the service can continue getting around the city. It is unclear what exactly Jenkins' move indicates. The council passed the ordinance by a 9-4 vote and overruled the veto by 10-3. And this is really important. I want to point out that this is starting to look convoluted, but I also want to point out that the council didn't always fully agree, right? The majority agree, sure, but as you can see, the first time they voted for the ordinance, it went 9-3, and then they were able to convert one of those negative votes to override the mayor's veto 10-3. So that means someone switched. And I suspect it was Jenkins who switched. Jenkins is now calling for, I guess, another vote or another meeting to talk about this with the city council. So someone is flip-flopping, which is fine. I just want to point out that, when this was being passed, it seemed like there was a high level of solidarity, but that wasn't always the case. And I say that because of the next story. In the same breath, in the same week, Minneapolis Council plans to implement rideshare ordinance despite mayor and council member pushback. Let's try to zoom in here as much as I'm going to get. It says Minneapolis City Council member reaffirmed their support of the new rideshare bill Thursday that had drawn critiques from lawmakers, the mayor said, and now their colleagues. The ordinance, authored by council members Robin Wansley, Jamal Osman, and Jason Chavez, is intended to raise rideshare driver pay to meet the city's minimum $15.57 per hour minimum wage. Following the passage of March 14th, Lyft and Uber immediately released statements saying that they would leave Minneapolis once the pay requirement goes into effect. Before I even go any further, I want to express some displeasure I have, and I want to show it to you. Last week after my live, I joined the Rideshare guys live, Rideshare guy, and they had Eid Ali. He is the president of the association that's pushing for more wages, right? So he's not on the city council, but he's the head guy that has been pushing and advocating for drivers. I think what he's doing is cool. I think his job is hard, but I have a huge call out that I just, it itches me and I have to make it. If you want to show your appreciation for me being on top of important news and getting it to you in a way that matters as quickly as matters, please hit the thumbs up on this video and please consider subscribing. Thank you.